All right, so this tune I actually got to work on with Natalie McMaster, and it is a brilliant tune, really fun, and lots of places we can dive in for ornaments. So I'm gonna play the first phrase really slowly right now, just completely straight, no ornaments, and then we'll dive back into how we make it sound more like the version that you listened to before. So the notes just as they are. So what do we do with that phrase? First thing to know is in this kind of Scottish style and Canadian music, there's a lot more bounce in your bow than you'll find in Irish style. So Irish is very in the string. You might even think of some tunes like very in the string. This we want to be more percussive and a little bit more bouncy. So don't be afraid to go a little bit lower in your bow. And even right off the start, we want to get that nice bounce. And I'm doing down, up, then down, up. So I go down and I get a nice bounce going to that really harsh up bow. It's a big jump to go from the A down to that low A, but if you go down then up, you kind of have a good shot at jumping over to it. So let's try that. And I like to come off that note so I can land again on a down bow. All right, again. Great, so there we stay in the string for a little bit. As we walk up. Some fiddle players add a little bit of extra bounce to that, like Natalie does. She plays a little bit more. She kind of hawks into the string quite a bit. I'm not sure that's a word, hawks, but she pushes into the string a little bit. If you're a classical player, it's almost getting that sautier kind of technique where you push in so hard that it forces your bow to bounce a bit. So let's review that. All right, so now we get to think about some ornaments. How do we make that sound a little bit more authentic? Great thing to do is add a really nice turn or a burl on that B. So what I'm playing is, but much faster. So fast that it's almost more of a rhythmic interruption. More like the way a Scottish person would talk. There's a little, there's a lot of consonants, but it's not necessarily adding in extra notes. So let's try that really slow again. And then if you speed it up. So I'm just adding it on the B. Yeah, let's put all that together. Great, now we have another version of the same phrase. And a great thing to really beef up that kind of Celtic Scottish sound is to add a double unison there. So I'm playing a fourth finger and an open A at the same time. G sharp into a fourth finger and the A. And the trick is that you want to kind of slide into it. So you kind of can hear both notes. All right, let's try that again, the new phrase. Great, so let's try those two together, starting on a down bow. I'm also doing a little hammer on to get to that C. Just a really quick grace note into that C. Okay. Now we have a new phrase. And this is a great place to show off all the little grace notes and ornaments you can do. Everyone has a different version of it. I do one basically on each of those notes. Again, slow that is. With that fourth finger double there as well. Another fun way you can do this, which is the way Natalie does it sometimes too, is that's a turn above, another turn above. Then you could do a backwards turn, which adds a really cool different sound. And then another turn above. All right, try those a few times in a row. It's really tricky. You can get super finger tied in this. Okay, let's try that at speed. Sorry. Okay, the whole first half. Great, and you see that time I even just added in an extra. You can add in loads of those little grace notes as we go through it. Second half, this is a very classic kind of Strathspey feel. Again, very off the string, very regal. You have to imagine these dancers, Scottish dancers, hold their arms very high above their head. It's very ornate and almost classical feeling. So we're very serious, we're very on the beat here. And all I'm doing really is adding that kind of harsh bow stroke that has a little bit off the string. Don't be afraid to let it drop. I think that's what really makes this style speak. And then adding on some really simple hammer-ons. So a little quick fourth finger hammer-on. Same thing again there. A little turn there. There I just did it. Yep. So that section again, I'll play a little bit slower. Again, it's more about that feel of that drop. And now let's add the hammer-ons in. Great, same thing applies for the next phrase. Just a nice turn leading into that next phrase. Again, if that were slower. But we're speeding everything up so it's almost just like a quick interruption. And the next part is really so ornate that I would just play it as it is with all those triplets. And just play with lots of gusto, lots of that sort of dropped down bow. And again, you could add the fourth finger there. Okay, let's do the whole second half. Here we go, ready, and... ready to jump into the next part. All right, shoot me your comments. Let me know how that's going for you. I can dive in even more detail into any of this, but that's a great place to start.